Hey yo, happy Saturday. I don't have the kids today. I picked them up in a couple of days and I have hiked the Y once before. It was a big goal of mine to be able to hike the Y, which is a mountain here in Utah, and it's steep. And there's a Y on the mountain, so you climb up to the Y. That's why they say that. So I've done it once before and I was super proud of myself. I felt so good afterwards. And I remember afterwards I had like all of this energy that I wanted to use, and I thought, man, I kind of want to like go to the gym now, but I didn't have a gym membership. And now I do have a gym membership, and so I've kind of just had it as this goal to not only hike the Y, which is, you know, a tough hike, but then go to the gym after. So today I am going to attempt that goal. I went to the gym, so I've been going to the gym for the past few months, and I have really just been doing cardio. But I met this friend, and he, my battery is dying, so I have to make this quick. I was telling him that I don't know how to work any of the equipment, and he was like, oh, let me show you. So I met him at the gym the other day, and he showed me how to do all the big heavy machines. And I was so proud of myself afterwards. I shared the whole thing on Instagram. I didn't think that I'd be able to do any of it. Just A, not being strong enough, and B, with my arthritis. I thought, you know, it would be hard with like my wrists and stuff, but I was able to do everything. Seeing myself be able to climb mountains and go to the gym and be able to do everything that I was wanting to do at the gym, and to see myself exceed my expectations. It just felt so good, and I feel so strong and so healthy and so enormously grateful. And so today is one of those days. I hope I can do it. My muscles are very sore from when I went to the gym with him, and so I'm hoping that that doesn't make it to where I can't climb the mountain, but we'll see. I'm filming this with my phone because I don't want to carry my camera up a mountain. So hopefully that's not annoying. It's kind of like a cloudy day. Is that Addie? Or there's like kind of smoke. It's kind of hazy. I am doing this with my sister-in-law and my niece and I think my 2 nephews. Unless they bailed. Let's see who actually showed up. Is it just the 2 of you? Yeah. Carson and Declan bailed? Yeah. We made it halfway. There's 10 of these. Came from down there, went straight up, and it keeps turning. It does like a zigzag. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. Taking the breaks helps. Having grace with yourself helps. Yeah. How else can we turn this into a metaphor, Jen? Just put one foot in front of the other, no matter how hard it is. You know, just keep going. Just keep going. Made it to the Y. Can you see it? Where'd it go? Yeah, there it is. We did it. Okay, next stop is the gym. That shower felt good. I definitely got my sweat on. But yeah, I'm back from the hike, back from the gym. I feel so amazing. I probably sound repetitive, but I just feel amazing, excited, and proud. I keep just saying it over and over and over again. I just got done putting the kids' Easter baskets together, and I'm decently happy with how they turned out. It's always hard to stuff everything inside. This is Harper's Easter basket. I got her a kindergarten workbook, a chocolate bunny, a Peep, these suckers that I got from a like little shop, and then a bubble gun, some chalk paint, a little Peeps or Pez egg thingy. And then I got her a few of these paints. They're kind of stuffed in there. I got her pink and blue, white and purple, and then this wooden unicorn so that she can paint it. She loves doing crafts. And then this little Reese's carrot thing. And then I also got her this. She loves this stuff. So it wasn't quite fitting inside, so I thought that I would just put it on the outside for her. And then for Castle, I got him a chocolate bunny, some paint brushes, and some watercolor. He loves to paint. He's just like his sister, and he loves doing crafts. They can literally do it for hours together. This is, well, this is another one of those bubble guns. I thought they would have fun playing with those together. But this is a bath toy, and so the shark is kind of like a gun, like you can open up the mouth and then he catches the fish. So I thought he'd have fun playing with that in the bathtub. And then I got him some chalk paint too. And then these I got at that same little boutique shop that I got these suckers from. And it's just crayons shaped like eggs. And then another one of these things, another one of these things, another one of these things, except white. And that is his Easter basket. And then I got him a little book. Fast forward to me eating chocolate in bed. Do I have chocolate on my face? Today marks 1 year since my divorce became final. And I don't know, it's all day I've just felt such a weight on my chest, and I keep trying to push through it and keep trying to push through it. But then I thought, this is you sharing your journey. Just pick up the camera and share your journey. So that's what I'm doing right now. I remember the day that my divorce became final. I had, you know, been expecting it, obviously. We had gone through the whole divorce process. I knew that it was coming and I was expecting it, and I don't want to say I was excited for it, because divorce will always just be devastating. But I was excited for the new chapter. I was excited to put that behind me. And then I got a voicemail saying that my divorce was final. And I was driving at the time, and I ended up just driving for hours. I just was on the freeway. I just drove. I was headed towards Vegas, and I didn't make it to Vegas, but like almost. It hit me in a way that I just wasn't expecting. And today I've been kind of preparing for today, you know, all month, all week, and I felt entirely fine. And then the day comes and you're not fine. And that's okay. That's something that I have learned this past year, is that healing isn't pretty in any way. It's hard and it's raw and it's up and down. There are days that you feel like you're climbing mountains and you're so happy and everything's great and the sun is shining. And then there's days that for whatever reason you're curled up in a ball on your bed crying. And I've learned to accept that both of those are okay. You're not achieving anything less on those days that you're curled up in a ball crying. And if anything, you're achieving more because you're getting through. It's so painful. It's so painful, those moments. And you want to give up, but you don't. You get through those moments. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. You should be just as proud in those moments that you were when you were climbing those mountains. I have had so many of those moments over this past year. I remember there was one night got the news, it was like 2 to 4 weeks after my divorce was final that my ex was getting married. And that part was fine, but we have 50-50 custody. And it hit me at like 1 a.m., of course, that this girl that I didn't know was going to be with my kids just as much as me. My kids were going to call her mom. And I didn't realize that I would have to face those emotions and all of that so soon after my divorce. I thought about how young Castle is. Harper, she's 5, she's going on 6. And I knew that she would remember, you know, she would remember a time that I was just her mom. But with Castle, he was 1 at the time, and I thought, he's never gonna remember like it just being me. She's gonna be just as much his mom as I am. And at the time, like that was just so painful to process. Just with everything else that I had going on. Just having that realization hit me in the middle of the night. Like I curled up in a ball and I was swaying back and forth and I was like wailing, screaming all night. Literally for hours. It was so painful. I didn't know how I would be able to get through the next minute of it. I remember like screaming out to God to take the pain away from my heart. In the middle of all that, I kept screaming out, "He's my baby. He's my baby. He's my baby." That was like top 3 hardest nights of my life. The night that I was 10 years old and my mom died. The night that I lost Blue. And that night, I didn't think that I would get through it, but I did. One of my favorite quotes is, "After the darkest night comes the brightest morning." That's so true. I get asked on my Instagram a lot, how do you know when it's time to leave? And I don't know the answer to that. I think it's different for everyone. The only advice that I would give someone is make sure that you know it's time to leave. And I think that you know when you get to that point. And like I said, I think it's different for everyone. But if there is anything in you that questions, that thinks maybe I should do this first, maybe I should try this, do it. For me, when I got to the point where I left, I knew 1,000%. And that, and God, and my support system, and my kids, those 4 things have been what have gotten me through those moments. I'm grateful that I knew. I'm grateful that I knew. Because even if you know, even if you are 100%. The road that's ahead of you is not easy. And there are going to be those moments that you are curled up in your bed sobbing. There are going to be those moments that are so absolutely painful. You don't know if you're going to be able to get through it. You will, but in the moment, you'll question. And I am so grateful that even in those hardest moments, that I haven't had the feelings of regret ever. And I am so grateful for that, because I cannot imagine going through that amount of pain and then also adding regret on top of it. Like that, I wouldn't wish that on anyone ever, because it's painful enough alone. I'm grateful that I have the knowledge that even though this year has been hard, that it's what needed to happen, and it's better for everyone. Aside from those moments this past year that have been so incredibly hard, gosh, it was also the best year of my life, which is so weird. I have blossomed into who I have always wanted to be, who I always knew I was, but felt like I could never be. I always tried blossoming into, I got married at 18. I was still a kid when I got married. I kept trying to blossom into the woman and the person that I wanted to be, who I was, to come into my own, to be confident. And it's like every time I would try, I just couldn't. I am so happy in my life and so confident and so proud of who I am. I love myself. For the first time in my life, I can say that I love myself, because I am just who I am. And it's the most freeing feeling. I have faced so many fears this year, so many fears, and it has been so empowering. I have been so supported by family and friends and you guys, and that has been so uplifting. I have been strengthened so much. I have found my joy and my happiness. I'm so in awe, and I'm so grateful. And it hasn't been easy. It has not been easy. But it's been so worth it. I was telling a friend that divorce is kind of like a wound that doesn't heal. They say all wounds heal with time. But I kind of see divorce as just always being a little bit of an open wound. But realizing that and accepting that helped tremendously. Because I kept feeling discouraged that it wasn't quite healing all the way. And maybe it's just like this for me. Maybe it's not like this for everyone. But realizing that it's a wound that needs tending to sometimes. Sometimes it's entirely fine and you forget it's there. And then other times you need to tend to that wound. And that's fine. And it doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It's just that's a wound that needs tending to. Divorce, especially when you have kids, it's not what anybody wants. It will always be. You had a dream. Yeah, that dream didn't happen the way that you wanted it always be devastating. So it's a wound that's just kind of always there. That's okay. Today, that wound just needs a little bit of tending to. That's okay.